Hey guys, Geoff here. Just wanted to give you a quick introduction to MyFitnessPal. Takes a little bit of time to get used to, but once you know where everything is, it does get less time consuming each time you use it. All right, so if you log into the app, that's your home screen down there. If you go to diary, that's where you can start logging your food. But I think what you need to do to begin with is you would have received the nutritional information from myself about what calories you should input and your macronutrients and stuff. So let's input that first. So if you go down to more in the bottom corner and you go to goals and you go to calorie, carbs, protein and fat goals, that's where you can adjust and change your calories based on what we've sent to you already. So what I suggest you do is once you've done it, just click back out of it, and then just to make sure it's saved, just click back into it, and that should have all saved from there. All right, so after you've done that, then you're going to go back into the diary settings and you can start logging your food. So you're at the top, you'll have your goal calories for the day, when you have food, exercise and remaining. Exercise you need to disconnect. We don't take that into consideration when setting your food, calorie and macro goals. So just disconnect that. If you've got like Fitbit or you've got Polar or something that automatically syncs in there, then you need to do that now. I think if you go to more and you go to apps and devices, you can probably find how you can disconnect there. All right, once that's done, how do we log? So in the morning for breakfast, let's say for example I have a couple of eggs. I can go into add food, I can type in eggs. You can already see that it's starting to save my frequent meals that I have. So eggs, search. Now what you need to know is this is a user product, so people can input data into here. If it has a green tick, it means it's been verified, so it's exactly what it says it is. So one egg, I click on there, it tells me one large egg, 72 calories, 0.4 grams of carbs, 4.8 grams of fat, 6.3 grams of protein. All right, that's not going to be as important to begin with, but once you start getting more into the nutrition side of it, the macronutrients is be something that you look at. But for now, we're just looking at the calories there. So then you got a few options here. You got serving size. So if it's not a large egg and it's a medium egg, you can change it there. If not, leave it the same. If you had 3 eggs, then nice and simple, you can change it to there. So 3 eggs, tick, and then you just confirm by pressing tick there. All right, so that's logged food there. If I have some bread with that as well, I'm just going to type in bread for now. You can go in there and you can choose which bread you have. Now, I think when you're first using this, don't try and be too accurate because you'll end up getting frustrated, not knowing exactly. If you've had bread, just find something that's going to be very similar. Even if you can't find the exact brand, that's fine. So just go in there, add the bread. I had eggs on toast. You get the idea. At least it's going to be roundabout. If you try and get too accurate, you'll end up getting frustrated and not logging at all. Now, if someone has got a barcode on it, then you can always go add food. And up in the top corner here is this little barcode bit. Okay, so I've actually got like a Diet Coke here. So if I wanted to, I could go in and scan the Diet Coke and that will come up with the information. All right, so that's all there for you to use as well. All right, so that's the basics of login. Once you've logged like a whole day, you'll get the calories remaining. You can see at the top there, but if you scroll down to the bottom, it's going to try and tell you some if you scroll down to the bottom, it takes you to nutrition, but you can just click on there also. Now, this will tell you your nutrients for the day. So again, don't get too hung up on this to begin with, but eventually you're going to be looking at your proteins, carbs and fats, and it gives you a total for the day, what your goal is, how many you've got left. You can also look at your calories. You can look at a day view. We like to look at it on a week view as well. All right, so if you log every day, you can see here that it tells you net calories under weekly goal. Now, if you don't log for the whole week, then naturally you're going to be under your weekly goal. So it's good to use that as your guide to begin with, because even if you have a bad day, say for example, Friday's a really calorific day, you eat a lot of calories, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, you can kind of have less calories and you can try and even the week out so that this here is under your weekly goal. That's the aim of what you're trying to do. And then eventually, like I said, the nutrients is there, and the macro screen we can look at that on a weekly basis as well. Right, but that's for you to play around with. That's the very basics of what you do. Like I said, probably the key for you right now is to not get too hung up on trying to be entirely accurate. You know, if you go out for dinner and you have like a burger and you can't find exactly what you had, then just log something that's going to be very similar. And it's just about getting used to log in honestly. If you prefer to do it before you eat the food, then that's fine. If you prefer to do it at the end of the day or while you're eating the food, so you don't kind of forget about it, then just find what works for you. Obviously, if you're in a social situation, you don't want to be the one sat at a table logging and scanning everything before you eat it. So maybe try and do that after. But the more serious you get with this, the better. When it comes to things like if we're logging chicken, this is where you might need to, the more accurate you can get, the better. But if you're not sure about how much chicken you're having, like the portion size of it, so you don't know what 4 ounces is, you can always change it. So I like to use grams personally, so 113 grams. Get yourself a weighing scale in the kitchen. You know, if you have 2, there we go. So that's about 200, just under 230 grams of chicken breast. That adds it up for you. If you don't have a weighing scale, again, just kind of guesstimate to begin with, but you are going to get better results the more accurate you get. So that's something for you to think about. That's the very basics of MyFitnessPal for now, and I'll give you some more information